What is a persona? A persona is a fictional representation of the ideal target customer. Think of it as a portrait of the perfect person for your product, service, or app. With a name, images, and descriptions of needs, behaviors, and attitudes, a persona helps you better engage with and understand customers on an intimate, one-to-one level. Why do we bother making personas? To illustrate how useful a persona can be, let's walk through an example using the brand Special K. Personas are a good place to start because you use them to visualize your potential, ideal customer. Imagine Special K wanted to create a marketing campaign to reach millennials, specifically women ranging from age 18 to 24. Many marketing campaigns start with a target demographic like this. And though this is important, using demographics alone would be limiting in understanding your customer. At a typical marketing agency, no two people think of a demographic in the same way. While Joan might think of one image of a 22-year-old woman in her head, Sally's visualization might be completely different. Developing a persona will help everyone consistently envision the same ideal customer. In addition to demographics, the women in your target have needs, attitudes, preferences, and behaviors that will affect their purchase decisions. Keep in mind, you want this person to represent a real customer, one who doesn't only live on paper, but a three-dimensional person who you all recognize. How do you begin to learn about your audience? Well, because there are still differences among the women in your target demographic, you need to interview them individually. All of these young women have quirks and habits that distinguish them from one another, and you want to gain some insight about what makes them unique. You'll do at least 8 to 10 interviews for every persona you plan to create, perhaps more if there are a lot of differences among these women. What do you ask them about? When interviewing, you want to understand your ideal customer at a core level. So you should ask them about their values, their lifestyle, and what motivates them. Also, by understanding their buying habits and preferences, you reach and engage with them about Special K. Using this information, you can create a rich, personalized story about each young woman you interview. Each story will act as a portrait of a real person that you can incorporate in the final persona. So how do you go about turning these portraits into your persona? After reviewing the unique portraits, you can determine the similarities among them. Then, you can begin to group them based on these similarities. Using all the portraits in groups, you can construct a mold that best represents what is similarly distinctive about them. From this mold, you'll create a person with a name, an image, and a story that gives her life. Here is our story of Ashley, a persona we designed for Special K. Needing to steal an extra 15 minutes before the start of her day, Ashley hits the snooze button. Though her alarm always reads 7:45, without fail, she clings to her comforter, nestling close to her pillows until 8 o'clock. After suffering through the shrill of a second alarm, she pries herself off of the mattress, dragging one foot behind the other until she reaches the kitchen. Most days, Ashley is content with flopping onto her couch with a simple cup of coffee and the Today Show at medium volume. This Wednesday, however, she's beginning her day with a worn t-shirt, leggings, and cross trainers. She lets out an audible sigh, closing the door behind her, but she immediately remembers how accomplished she feels upon returning with sweat-filled clothes and a half-empty water bottle. Never spending more than 45 minutes at the gym, Ashley grabs a breakfast bar after showering before heading to her first class. Despite never making time for a sit-down breakfast, she needs to eat something, anything to keep her moving and working until lunchtime. Now that we've created Ashley, we're going to share with our creatives, media planners, copywriters, and strategists tasked with developing our Special K campaign. Ashley will motivate us to create a personalized campaign, help us connect with our ideal customer more deeply, and allow us to maintain consistency with whom we identify as the target market. In conclusion, creating and sharing your own Ashley, or Brandon or Brittany, will help you think of him or her when you're designing your products, services, content, ads, all of your design or marketing activities. However, Ashley does not represent your entire base of customers. The purpose of a persona is to reveal your ideal customer. By using personas to understand and connect with your customers in more relevant, more engaging, and more consistent ways, your work will have a greater impact and produce better results.